Hi, I'm going to show you today how to add grid lines to your photo to help you sketch. We're going to be using Canva, the free version, which will do this perfectly for you. I'm going to show you how to do a 4x4 and a 3x3. So this is an original painting that I painted and it sold. And someone approached me and wanted me to duplicate it. And I told them that I could, but it would not be exactly as the original in color because, of course, those colors are already off my palette. So this is when I would use the grid method. Typically, if I'm just doing a painting from a photo that I took, I would not use the grid method. But if somebody wants something very similar, or when I did do commissions, I would use this. So I'm going to show you the easiest way that I have found to do it. You cannot do a grid line overlay on your iPhone. You can only do it by an outside app. I use Canva, Canva. I am not associated with them. I've used them for years. It's the easiest program that I have found to do grid line overlays. There is a free version and there's a pro version that you pay for. I use the pro version, but you do not need the pro paid version to do the overlay, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So here I've done a 3x3. Well, let me back up. The original painting was a 4x4. So then I went and I uploaded the painting to Canva as a 4x4. And I did the 3x3 overlay grid. Well, when I did that, I was the one I was planning on using, and I noticed that there is a lot of information to paint in that first square. And so I ended up changing it to a 4x4. I'm going to give you a step-by-step on how you can do a grid overlay on a photo in Canva and download it to your MacBook, your computer, and then airdrop it to your phone, to your iPad. I personally airdrop it to my iPad because I can stand that up in front of me when I'm painting and it's easier to see. I cannot put my MacBook in front of me and paint, so that's why I choose to do this. Um, so this is a 3x3, and so let me back up a minute. When you do a 3x3 on a 4x4, you've got to divide those two numbers to see what to draw out on your paper, canvas, Gessobord, cradle board, wood panel, whatever you're painting on, to make sure your lines are equate to the size of your painting to your photo. So this is a 4x4 painting. I did it on threes, and if you divide it out, it's 1.333 inches. I do not know where that is on the ruler. I know a lot, but I don't know that. So all I do is I Google where is 1.333 inches on a ruler, and this is what I found out. So if I chose to use the 3x3 grid, I would go 1.333 inches column-wise and row-wise to draw my lines. Now I use a 2H or a 4H pencil to draw my lines, and then I can use a kneaded eraser to erase what I need to. In this instance, I actually ended up going to a 4x4 grid, and I'll show that to you. So this is the 4x4 grid, and as you can see in the first square, you have a lot less information that you need to sketch. Now again, all I'm going to sketch are the eyes, the nose, the color changes, the main thing. so that I can paint it again and it can be similar. So this is the one that I ended up going with. I am going to now change to my computer screen so I can walk you through how to do this on Canva, and it will be very simple. Download it to your computer and then download it, airdrop it to your iPad or iPhone so that you can finish painting it. Hope this helps. Check out the step-by-step instructions coming up right now on how to do the overlay on Canva. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. You're always welcome to like and subscribe and share if you felt that this was beneficial. And I thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Yes, I would like to show you how to do a grid over a photo so that you can sketch it to your paper or canvas or Gessobord or whatever you're using. So I'm in Canva. I'm on my laptop, so it's bigger. And there's a free account and a paid account. I have the paid account, but you don't need that type of account to do the line grid overlay. So I'm gonna show you how you can do it easily. So you're gonna go to create, and you want to create a custom size, and you want the size to be in inches, and you want the size to be the size that you are going to be painting on. So mine is going to be a 4x4. Create new design. So now I have a 4x4. Now I want to upload my picture or photo to this 4x4. So I'm going to go to uploads, and here's the painting that I need to duplicate as best I can for a customer. So I'm going to hold it down, bring it over to the edge, top edge, and it will automatically fill in the square. So we have the painting. Now we need the grid line. So I'm going to go to elements, and these are recently used. I actually already did this on my phone, and I did a 3x3 grid, and I did a 4x4 grid. Since this is 4x4, if you do a 4x4 grid, your gesso board, canvas, whatever is 4x4, you only need to draw lines every inch. If you do a 3x3, which is actually what I'm going to do, you're going to have to take 4 inches of the painting divided by 3, which is going to be 1.333. And that's where the lines would go on the 4x4 gesso board. Now, I don't know where 1.333 is on a ruler, so I just Googled it. Where is that located? And it shows you. And I'm going to post a picture to show you where 1.33 is. And you would just do that for the columns and the rows so that you could have that. So to make this easy, I'm going to do the 4x4, but I want to back up. These are recently used. They wouldn't be on yours. So what you want to do is search grid line suggested grid lines. So here's the graphics and here's all the grid lines. Now, these little crowns mean that You have to have Canva Pro to be able to use it. I have that. You don't need that for this process. So you look for the grids that don't have the crown and they're free to use. So here's the 4x4, here's the 3x3. Now, if I had a larger number one, very detailed composition, I would actually use this one. And in my opinion, these three are the only three you need. So I'm going to do the 4x4. So it comes over here and it puts it up there. Now, you put it in the corner again, and you drag it out, and there you have your grid. So when you go, you can download this to your computer, to your phone, to your tablet. This is what you're going to see so that you can sketch out your design. This is not going to help me paint because I still have to paint it, but the gentleman wanted this painting sold, and the gentleman wanted me to duplicate the painting. And I told him it will not be exact, but at least I can get the structure and sizing similar. The colors are going to be different because I don't have these colors mixed up any longer. I use them, I clean my glass mat, and so the colors are going to be a little different. I can get close, and he knows it's not a print. It's going to be an original, and it's going to be similar. So now I have my grid. So let's say you're here and you thought, well, you know what? I really don't need a 4x4. You could click on that and delete that. And I could go over here to a 3x3, which this is actually the one I'm using. And the main reason is, so you put it in the corner and then you just drag this out until it matches the sides. And the reason is, okay, so I'm gonna sketch out this and this and the eyes and this and this, the limb and the tail. That's all I'm going to be sketching. I still have to paint this, but I can take this square and look at it negatively or positively and take a burnt sienna and just very carefully come over a little bit, get it to here, go up. Now see, honestly, I may end up changing this back to 4x4 because this square has a lot. It has his eye, his nose. So let's try that. Let's move this. Let's move this out. I'm gonna delete that. Let's go back to the 4x4. Take it, pull it down. Okay, so honestly, this may be better because look here. Here I can do the eye and that. The nose would be in the second frame. Here's this frame, this frame, this frame, this frame, this frame, this frame. So I may actually go with the 4x4. I did both of them. I wasn't sure. So this is how I do it. So then you want to download it. So the way you want to download it is you're going to hit share and you want to do download. And you want it as a JPEG. And I do not change any of these. And actually, these are with Pro, so this wouldn't even show up if you're using the free version. What I change on the size and the quality on Pro is when I want to make my photo 300 dpi. I can do that here by changing the size. So then I'm just going to hit download, and you can tell it where you can save it as whatever you want, and you can tell it where to download. So you can download it to downloads or desktop, and you have your photo with the grid lines ready to go. Now, what I could do once it downloaded, I could go to that download and airdrop it to my iPad, because I can stand my iPad up in front of me and paint at the same time. I cannot paint in front of my MacBook. So that's the easiest version for me. And then this is saved. If you actually go over here to templates, not templates, projects. If you go to projects, here it is right here. So it gets saved. You can reuse it or you can delete it, whatever you want to do. You can create folders, and there you go. So if you look at here, here's all the different designs that I have. So super easy, and you get the grid line. You cannot do a grid layover on your iPhone without another app. This is a program that does have a free version. It's the only one I've ever used. It works very well. So honestly, I do not use grid overlays. I use photos, but I just guess at where it is because it doesn't have to be a commissioned piece. Most of the time, I'm painting really loose. So this person wanted a very similar painting. So therefore, I'm trying to make it as similar as I can, size-wise, structure-wise, but the painting itself will be a little off because I have to mix my paint again. I couldn't tell you I know pretty much what colors I used, but the background may be a little lighter, may be a little darker, but it'll be very similar. Hope this helped. Thank you.